Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started with our weekly budget envelope, and we're going to get some of the stuffing done. I've taken out the cash that I needed, so we are working with 50, 100, 152, 253, 320, 340, 345, 350, 360, and 370 is what we're going to be putting into our envelopes today. Okay, so let's get in here and see what we have. First, we're going to do groceries. And I have decided that groceries is going to get $125. So let's count that out. 50, 1, 20, and 5. So that's going to be for our groceries for the next 2 weeks, and I can probably get by with that because my pantry is fairly well stocked at the moment. So I only need to pick up the basic milk, bread, the stuff that you can't really hold on to for very long, a little bit of meat, but we should be okay with that. And if we actually have extra, which I'm hoping that we can come up with a little, I'm going to move that around later at the end of the 2-week period. So our next one, we are going to do gas, and we need $70 for gas. So we'll get that in the envelope. And we may actually have to put more in there because we live in a very rural area, and we're 20 minutes from town, so transportation here is an absolute necessity. And I'm hoping that we can make do with the 70 for the 2 weeks. If not, we may have to throw in another 20 in there, but we'll see. Pet food and supplies is going to get 100 because pet food is very expensive. So there we go. We'll get that in there. And it's not just the food, it's the treats, the toys, cat litter, everything. So it actually adds up really quickly. We spend a fair amount of money on pet supplies every week. Spending, we are going to put 25 in our spending. And that's just so that if we're out and we want to stop for a coffee, we can do that. It's always nice to just have a little bit in case. Not that we need to spend it. We may not actually spend any of it. But we're going to put it in there just in case. And miscellaneous. Now I'm using this miscellaneous folder for extras because this is the first time I'm doing this budget. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to stick to this or not. I may need extra in groceries. I may need extra in gas. So the miscellaneous basically is going to be to cover any extras that we have to spend through the week. So we're going to put 50 in there as well. So that's it. That is going to be my spending for the next 2 weeks, or my discretionary spending, I should say. Any of our actual bills are paid directly out of the account, so I don't take that money out. It stays where it is. It's paid directly from there, so I don't have to handle that. I don't have to deal with it. What I take out is the stuff that I'm going to have to get through the 2-week period for the household. So it's basically discretionary spending because I have control over these budgets, and I'm going to try and stick to them as best I can. We may need to increase a little here and there, and I may have put away more than what we need. It's like for the spending, we may not spend that at all. And the miscellaneous, the 50 that I put in there, we may not need to use that, but I want it there just in case. I don't want to be in a position where I need something that I can't afford because I didn't budget for it. So that extra is going to come from this envelope. So we'll see how it goes for this week. That's the end of that binder. And I will say that I have decided that I think I do need a second binder. I wanted to keep it simple for starting. But for my weekly expenses or bi-weekly expenses, this is great. I could put envelopes in here that would be for longer term savings, but I really don't want to do that. I just want to keep this for weekly. or bi-weekly, sorry. So I think that I'm going to start a second binder, and I will pick one up. And we're going to put some longer term savings in there, like vacation. I really want to start saving for a vacation, even if it's only $5 or $10. And if I don't start now, it's probably going to take me a couple years, 2 or 3 at least. But if I don't start now, there will never be enough in there to do anything with. And I really want to do something. So we're going to put an envelope in there for vacation. I also want to put an envelope in there for car repairs, because car repairs are very expensive. We just did a very large amount of car repairs in the last couple of weeks, and it wiped out my emergency fund. So now I'm starting I have to start again with the emergency fund. That's very important. We need to get that built up first before we do any of these other things. But I want to have an envelope for car repairs. That way, if I save a little bit every week or every second week or even once a month, every little bit that I can put in there is less I'm going to have to take from my emergency fund. So we're going to put an envelope in there for that. We're going to start a savings envelope just for any little bit that I can put in there. It will all come in handy in the long run. If I have to use it for something else, if I have an emergency in the meantime and I have to take that money, at least the money will be there to take. So we're going to see how far we can get with that. I will do a video once I've decided on the total amount of categories that I want to put in there and what I think I can budget for those things. We'll get the new binder, get everything set up, and we will do another video because I'm really enjoying spending this time figuring out my finances, getting everything under control. I'm going to see if there are ways where I can cut this budget. It's like the groceries at $125. I'm going to do everything I can to try and get that down. That is for 2 people for 2 weeks. We do a lot of home cooking, so I get to choose the meals that I prepare. And I think what I'm going to do is a lot more shopping around, a lot more meal planning, using up a lot more leftovers, that kind of thing. And we'll see if we can shave something off of that budget. Gas may be a little hard because, like I said, we live in a very rural area. So this is something I don't think that we're going to be able to do a lot with. We may actually have to increase this slightly, depending. And we do not have public transportation available here, so we're on our own with transportation as far as that goes. So that one's probably going to have to stay the same or increase slightly. Pet supplies, I'm going to do some shopping around as well with that. I can try waiting for sales unless I have to buy it right now. A lot of times I stock up, so I don't need to go out like tomorrow and buy the few things and pay full price. I can wait until things come on sale or until I can get a better deal. So I'm going to see if I can shave a little bit off that. And anything I can manage to save out of these categories, I'm going to put directly into the emergency fund until we hit $1,000 on that. That's very important to me, and I want to have that there. So anyway, I guess that's it for today. As soon as we have everything together and I have another binder, I will get the categories all set up, get everything set up, and we'll come back and do another quick cash stuffing. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and you all have a great day.